One, two, three.
Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I get to do another one-on-one training session with a gentleman out of Canada named Cristian. I'm so excited. He reached out to me and boom, he just said, let's get this thing done. And I like when people are like that. Let's move forward. Let's not stay where we're at. And Cristian said, let's rock and roll, Kyle. So we set it up and here we are face to face. It doesn't matter what country you're in. We can do one-on-ones no matter what. So Cristian, thank you very much for hiring Poor2Pro. It's nice to meet you in person. Why don't we start off by you telling us about yourself?
Well, my name's Cristian Kasinski. I've been in sales now for coming on 4 years. My background is I have a master's in music performance. I'm a classical clarinet player. So right around COVID, I was graduating my master's from McGill and kind of forced to, find other opportunities while the music industry and the art industry got back to normal. Just took a while, so I took on my first retail job, started at Walmart, worked my way up through there, sold MasterCards, have customers telling me, well, you should be selling cars, not credit cards. And I said, yep, we'd be making a hell of a lot more money doing that. Of course, nowhere was hiring. I did find a used car lot, kind of a corner lot that gave me an opportunity. I found out really quick there that I wasn't going to get much chance. Like, it wasn't a really good opportunity to make lots of money there. It was just the experience. So I started working parts for a bigger group called the Dilawri Group, which is one of the biggest automotive groups in Canada. I worked parts at BMW for about 4 or 5 months, or maybe it was only 3 months. And then I saw the sales guys and went, man, that's really what I want to be doing. I want to do that. So I eventually, a job opening came open at Honda Dilawri, and I was able to get a job at the used store there and did really well. Sold 11 cars within my first month. And then from there, just kept doing like 10, between 8 and 11, 12 cars until the industry shifted. So I went into, did a couple years in home improvement sales industry. So I did countertops for almost a year and I did flooring for just over a year. And once the market came back to normal, I saw an opportunity come here at another big automotive group here in Canada, Wheaton. And I said, you know what, let's do it. I know I can do a good job and it's time. I got a fresh outlook. I got the experience. I got the confidence. I'm here to stay now. So.
Very, very cool. How exciting. I mean, to meet somebody that's been in and out and back in the car business is neat to hear, because a lot of people that get out of the car business couldn't make it. They're like, oh, this is not for me, and then not, but they're still professional in their head. And when they come buy a car, oh, I sold cars, I know how you guys do it. No, you don't, because you wouldn't have never left. But it's interesting for you because with COVID and all that stuff changed. So what an interesting perspective of a guy coming back into the car business, choosing the car business, because you could probably do anything with your talents and your degrees and whatnot, but you chose the car business, and that's something special. So that's really cool. So what brand are you selling right now again?
I'm doing Chevrolet right now.
Chevrolet. And do you sell primarily new or primarily used, or kind of half and half?
I am on the new side. So I know the money is in the used. There is some in the new, like especially in the trucks, which I really do like selling. But they're fairly transparent here, like what the gross is and everything, right? Like after every deal, they let you know how you did, which is something new to me from the other car dealerships I was at. It was always a surprise, and sometimes you didn't even get to find out. But no, we do have a goal. I am on the new side of the show of the building, but I do have a goal for new, and then I have a goal for used every month as well.
Okay, nice. That sounds very familiar to the Ford store I worked at. I was a new car salesman that could sell used, but I had to watch the new car side. And I
Mm.
found that to be probably the most rewarding way to do it, because something about selling new cars, you get those repeat customers, you get those families that always come and buy from you, and you don't get that as much as in used car.
No.
So you have an opportunity there to sell a tremendous amount of vehicles and still make a tremendous amount of money and have that good feeling of helping families buy new cars and generations of families buying cars. So very cool. Do you have any big plans for yourself in the car business regarding your career?
Um, Kind of just I want to get into that six figures. The store I'm at right now, it's with the work ethic that I have, like the sales manager that hired me said that like I think I'm a lot like him and he can see that. He said his first year he worked at the Honda store. I worked at two previously, and he's been here at Chevy now for 7 years, and he just made sales manager. And he's kind of taking pay cut to do what he did, what he's doing now, because he says the rate he's selling and the way he was able to gross the amount of units he sold 174 units last year. So like averaging 14 cars a month, and he was like above that $200,000 figure. So I definitely like my first year here. I want to hit above that 100 grand, and I think it is definitely possible. I think I'm on the right track to do that. And then just keep going up from there and kind of get into. I want to keep selling, but be somewhat in like a mentor position where I can help other people as well.
Yeah, the sky's the limit for someone like you that's looking forward. And that question is it's not a trick question, but it's nice when I meet people that have plans and goals. They're not just like, oh yeah, we'll see where it goes. Because if you have your focus on something and you really work hard to get to it, you will get it. You will be a sales manager. You will be a mentor. You will be a trainer. You just have to make sure it's out there and focus on that instead of focusing on politics and focusing on smoking and joking and what are we doing this weekend to party. You have a focus on something, a goal, and you will get it. It's not if, it's just when. How fast can Christian get there? So you will get there. Just know that, and visualize yourself already there, and because that's what I did, and look it happens, right? And you're a smart guy, and you have the artistic side of your brain that works because you have your musical, and musical people have creativity that other people don't. So you can really think outside of the box using those artistic talents to do other things that salespeople can't even think of. So utilize your creativity also, and music will help you sell cars. It's weird, but that side of that brain can help you do a lot of things. Creativity is one of them.
Oh, I definitely did find that over the years, it is, it's being authentic, but part of being a musician is being yourself, but also being creative and being a performer. And that's kind of uh, the mindset I think I have to have in sales as well. As soon as that customer walks in the showroom, as soon as I get on the phone doing a cold call, it's like, hey, show started. Put your show face on, and it is very similar. I think I'm being myself, but at the same time, I am putting on a presentation. So.
Man, you get it. You get it. That's not something that not everyone understands that. They're their normal person and they're normal in front of customers and, well, this is how I am. But you get it. It's a show. It's a showmanship. The highest paid actors happen to be the best actors. The highest paid actors aren't the worst ones. They're the best actors.
Mhm.
So in the car business, we put on a show as soon as that customer walks in, no matter how our day's going, no matter how mad or upset you are. The customer walks in, hi, how you doing? My name's Kyle. I'm Christian. How you doing? So I'm happy you get that. All right. Now, my last question before we get started, what made you want to do a one-on-one?
Well, when I did countertops, I went back into the car sales, and that's kind of when I stumbled across your podcast. I was just looking for like car sales training because I'd already done my stint almost a year at Honda, and then I did a year in countertops, and it's like, hey, I'm going back into cars, going to the Hyundai store there, and I'm going, um, I need to go find some fresh material. I want to go somewhat with some arsenal, behind me, right? And I found yours. I found a couple of others, but yours really spoke out to me because I think yours is the most charismatic. I think of the people that I talked to and the most relatable. And then I just like, well, let's reach out, see what happens, see if he actually responds to me. And you did. You've been so helpful. And now that I'm getting back into it, it's like, you know what? It's an investment in myself. It's like when I signed up for a more expensive gym. I'm paying like almost over $100 a month for the gym I'm at right now. And when I first started, I was like, hey, you can do the gym, but at the same time, like, what's the point of doing it if you don't know how to use the equipment, if you're not doing the right form? I'm going to hire a personal trainer just to get me started, make sure I'm doing everything right to really get there, and I'm in the best shape of my life within a year now. So I'm like, if it worked for that, it's going to work for here. Might as well go straight to the source of somebody that's done it before. My parents always use this phrase. It's like um, learn from other people's mistakes. You don't live long enough to make them all yourself. So,
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, and what words of wisdom from your parents. And it's true, people spend a lot of money on beauty stuff and workout stuff and working out, but not many people spend money on their brain. And it's smart. I'm happy to hear that you found me and we're here. Okay, so let's get into your topics. You had three topics. One of them, the first one you sent was utilizing your CRM and what to say when calling those customers, how to be, comfortable with it and they're comfortable with you and making it feel smooth, etc. Okay? And then the second one is what to say when you get it. I have my notes here, that's why I'm looking. What to say when
mhm.
you have an up come in, a fresh walk in. You know, are we winging it every time a person comes in, or we have a plan of attack, and that's what we'll go over. And then how to approach customers at the service drive to where you sound not like you're just trying to sell them something, because
Mhm.
sometimes customers at the service drive aren't in the best moods. They're tired, they're hungry, and what can we do to get a deal out of them? Because that's the whole point of going to the service drive, is to get a car deal. So we'll go
Yeah.
over those topics. So let's start with the first one, utilizing the CRM. What CRM system do you guys use?
We use Auto Alert. I don't know if you heard of it.
I've heard of No, I don't think I've heard of that one.
Oh, we used this system when I was at Honda, and like it was useless to me because nobody really trained me on how to use it. It really actually trained you on how to basically mine, prospect out, good quality customers. You're not stepping on other salespeople's toes. So really, right now I'm going through a list of like I think it was over 100 pages, and I'm about halfway through now. And I've gotten about 3 or 4 deals out of that in less than a month that I've been here, which is like 4 times more than I got when I was at Honda. But anyway, like there's alerts that you can get for people that are nearing the end of their lease, that are nearing the end of their finance term, coming towards the end of their warranty. There's people in there that are upcoming service. There's people in there that show, okay, the current people in the service bay today that you can go and talk to or that you can call. So all kinds of things like that. So basically, what I want to improve on is when I'm calling these people. Right now, I'm calling old customers that maybe have like 20 or less payments left on their vehicle, seeing where they're at. Um, what can I do? Right now, it feels awkward. I feel like I'm doing the right thing, but I want to feel more natural and not so scripted when I'm calling them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a battle that a lot of salespeople have for a number of years until something clicks over where you drop all the stress of making the call. And I see it with my sales staff too. I'm like, how many calls you make today? And half the shift's over, and they made three, or four. And then, but I say, how many texts have you sent? Oh, I've sent like 40 texts, because that's what they're good at. And
Mm-hmm.
then also emails. How many emails you send? Oh, I sent like 12, and then one guy sends 50. It's just, what are you good at is what you'll gravitate to. So at least you're getting into it, right? You're trying. And if it feels awkward, that's a good thing, because at least it tells you, okay, this is where I need to work on this category. Does it feel awkward for you to text somebody? Is it
No,
hard?
no.
No, you want to know why? Because we text everybody in our lives, family, friends, spouses, cousins, uncles, everybody. So we're extremely good and sharp at texting people. So when it comes to a customer, boom, 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 no problem. Emailing a customer, brrr, send, no problem, because there's not an instant rebuttal on their face or their voice. And you have time to edit what you're saying too. You're like, oh, that sounds stupid. Let me delete, right? But when it's face to face, you don't have time to delete. You can't delete
No,
once you said it. So what a lot of salespeople fear is that first initial moment of talking to them, screwing it up and sound like an idiot and losing them in the first 10, 15 seconds because you're fumbling around with your words. But the fact of the matter is, Christian, just keep practicing, practice, practice, practice. Keep calling, and finding the right word tracks does take time, and having the sound of not sounding like a doofus or just trying to sell something, or you're just trying to call and get something from the customer, also takes time, but it really just takes training. So we'll talk about that right now. So here's one of the things: when you make a phone call, and be honest with yourself, when you go to make a phone call, Do you have an anxiety at all?
A little bit, but I kind of offset that with, okay, I have these set things I'm going to say, but part of the anxiety is, oh, what if this person, I feel like they can sense that I'm calling to make a sales call, and I don't want them to sense that. It's like I'll open up with, "Hey, this is Christian from Wheaton Chevrolet. How are you doing?" 90% of the time, they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Right? They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
good to hear from you." Right? I said, "Yeah, great. I'm just calling to see if you still have your 2017 Cruise, because like right now I'm after cruises to have on our used car lot." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I still have it." I'm like, "Great. And how's it been running? How's it been treating you?" And they're going, "Oh, it's been good." Or they'll tell me what issues are going on with it. And then I'll say, "Okay, well, the reason for my call is our used car manager is actually looking to add some cruises to the lot. They're really hard to come by right now, and I think we could give you a fair market value for it. If we could do that, would you be interested in maybe seeing what else is new, or maybe you're just looking at selling or getting something different?" And then that's where I'll get my 90% of the time. Now we're good.
Yeah. Well, the reason why you think you're sounding like a salesperson because you're going through a sales pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you just did a sales pitch. So salespeople are afraid of sounding like a salesman because they're sounding like a salesman, right? So with the customer like that, why don't we uh, have a bullet point? Okay, what's the whole point of my phone call? What's the whole point of that phone call, Christian?
I want to get them in the showroom.
Okay, so we're going to reverse engineer this. So at the bottom of your page, when you're calling, get a thing, and at the bottom say set appointment. Okay, so when you make your call, you have a visual. My whole point of this call is to get an appointment. That is the goal of it, which you already know. But sometimes it's nice to have a game plan in front of you. Okay,
Hmm.
another bullet point is, do they still have that cruise? Okay, because if you're talking about my manager's looking for cruises and whatnot, and they don't have it anymore, you could fumble around there. Oh, what are you driving? Oh, I already bought something. Okay,
Yeah,
oh,
I've
shoot.
done that.
Okay. And then you're still trying to get to that appointment, but now you've lost the roadmap. So you need to maybe change up the tone a little bit and call them. And this is something that I'm training my sales guys to do. I'm going to use my phone as an example. I stopped having anxiety on phone calls when I decided that I have not made a commission before the phone call. I have nothing right now. I have zero. So if the phone call goes completely haywire and I sound like an idiot and I fumble around and the customer says pound sign I'll never do business, okay, I still have nothing. I haven't lost anything. And when I decided that in my head, now I pick up the phone. My sales guy comes in and says, "Hey, I'm having a hard time getting a hold of this customer. I've tried texting. Give me the phone number." Blah, 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 right in my office. I don't look at notes. I don't look at nothing. I just make the call. I don't even ask my sales guy, tell me about this lead. I just call because I stopped that anxiety when I decided I have nothing anyway. I got nothing. So if I screw it up, I still got nothing. And then I started going to I'm asking questions as like a advisor. So what I do now is, let's say I have your list, okay, and
Hmm.
my manager's looking for cruises. Well, when I call now, I say stuff like, and you can feel my passion, right? I love making calls. I love doing this.
Yeah.
I love challenging myself. I love that anxiety because I know that I can defeat my anxiety. And now I call and say this, "Hey, Bill." I always use that word, Bill. That name, Bill, is my go-to. Bill, it's Kyle over at what dealership's the name again?
Wheaton Chevrolet.
Wheaton.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Christian over at Wheaton Chevrolet. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, you still have that Chevy Cruze? We're just using an example. You still have that Chevy Cruze we sold you about 4 years ago? Yeah, you get that thing paid off yet? He's still making payments. Like, I'm serious. I have fun with these people
Yeah.
because they don't, at that point, I don't sound like a salesman. And I'm just using that as an example, but that tone is really what I'm trying to get across to you, is my tone. Because
Yeah.
what you say sometimes is dwarfed by how you're saying it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
you're calling, going through that script, "Hey Bill, this is Christian over at Wheaton Chevrolet. How are you doing today?" Sales call,
Hmm.
sales call. I mean, it's an instant. He went from having no wall up to your first sentence building half a wall of
Yeah.
defense. I mean,
Yeah.
instant like that. So instead of saying, "How are you doing today?" Hey, this is Christian. Don't even tell them where you're from.
Yeah.
You could say, "Hey, Bill, this is Christian. How you doing?" No, hey, there's no wall there.
Yeah.
There's no wall until I sound like a salesman. The
Mm.
moment I sound like a salesman, the wall will go up. So how can we delay that wall from going up? We don't sound like a salesperson, right? The wall, if we know the sales tactic makes a wall, then stop making the sales tactic. Bill, this is Christian over at Wheaton Chevrolet. Okay, we can say it. Fine, we said it. You still got that Chevy Cruze you bought like 4 years ago? Hey, that sales guy, the salesman that sold it to you, he doesn't work here anymore. And I'm going through all the stuff that's popped up in my system, and your name came up. Oh, it did? Yeah. And it didn't have any notes why. It literally didn't say anything of why I should be calling you. It just said, Bill, Chevy Cruze 4 years ago. I'm like, well, I'll call him. I don't want to leave a guy hanging. And then you can go into, were you looking for service or sales? How can I help you? Oh, I wasn't looking for anything. Oh, it's so weird how your name came up. He still doesn't have a wall up, right?
Yeah.
If
Trying
I
to figure out why you're calling.
Yeah, and now I've got him engaged. You still got that cruise. It says on my screen here. It doesn't tell me any notes. It doesn't tell me why I'm calling you. I just said I'm not leaving this guy hanging. What if he needs help? What if his car broke down? What if he needs a Chevy service number? I'm here to call, to make sure. Is everything okay with it? And then once you get him engaged and now you feel like, hey, I kind of built a little rapport as somebody that's not a salesman, you can
Mhm.
say it so happens to be, I don't know if it's coincidence, but my manager, don't say cruises. My manager's looking for cruises. It's too obvious.
Mhm.
We're in desperate need of high fuel economy vehicles, right? So you're not saying like, oh, we're looking for cruises. That to me sounds like a sales pitch.
Okay.
So if you could reword it to, my manager put out a note in our system that we're actively looking for fuel economy vehicles because we're short on them. And I don't know if it's just coincidence, Bill, but your name is on my screen and you have a cruise. And then you can, instead of saying fair market or something like that, if the goal is to get them in, you need to say things that will get them in.
Mhm.
Because if you say fair market, he's going to say, well, what is it worth?
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Oh, now we're boxing ourselves in because he's not coming in because he wants to know what it's worth before he comes in. Well, let me know what it's worth. I might trade it in. All right, Bill, it's worth 5 grand. Pound sand. Are you guys kidding me? I bought this thing 4 years ago for 25 grand. It's not. We know it's worth 5 grand or whatever it is. It's but the number is never what he wants. It's never. When's the last time you gave a customer an appraisal and they jumped for joy, Christian?
Never.
Never. So if we lead ourselves down to that value, even mentioning value at all on the phone, your appointment ratio goes way down because, well, what's it? Let me know what it's worth. I might come in, right? So zap that out of your equation and say, hey, my manager put out a note today looking for high fuel economy vehicles. When can we see it? Do you mind if you come in and let us take a look at it? And while you're here, you can take a look at something maybe we have. We can buy your vehicle or we can trade it in, and make it sound like the only way he can get that value is by coming in. So, like, let's use me and you as an example, okay?
Yeah.
You made the appointment with me because you said I sounded personable, relevant to you. You spent your hard-earned money with me because you felt like it could help you, correct?
Yeah.
The value was there.
Yeah.
So, what if I reached out to you and I sounded like this? Hey, Christian, it's Kyle over at Poor2Pro. How are you doing today?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing good, Christian. Nice to meet you. The reason for my call is because I'm trying to get salespeople to go to the next level, and I'm trying to train salespeople to be sales titans. And it's only $149 for a one-on-one training session, and I think it would really benefit you. What are the chances of me getting your business versus how it organically happened?
That is good.
Correct. Because I sounded like a salesperson trying to call Christian and get a sale as opposed to it organically happening. So let's break down this phone call. Comfortable with you is talking in a comfortable manner. If you want them to be comfortable with you, don't sound like a salesperson trying to make a sale.
Right.
When the guy knocks on your door and he's trying to sell solar panels, how fast do you want to shut the door?
Right away.
Yeah,
Get
like
out.
you don't even want to hear the first sentence because you know what he's leading to. So knowing this, we need to arrange your phone call tactics and say, "Bill, this is Christian over at Wheaton Chevrolet. How are you doing today?" Or just say, "Hey, is this Bill? Bill, this is Christian. How you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing good." And, and and start transforming your phone call into a personable phone call. Have some energy and make it personable. So let's try it now. You're calling me. I'm Kyle, and I'm on your list. And even if you foul up, remember you don't have a commission yet, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you screw it up. Let's just start with the basics. Hey, Kyle, this is Christian at Wheaton Ford, but use a different tone.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, this is Christian. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. I'm from Wheaton Chevrolet. Um, you still have that cruise?
Yeah, I still got it.
Awesome. Are you still making payments or is it paid off already?
It's kind of personal information.
It
It's kind of a weird question, Christian, but
is,
I'm
yeah.
still making payments. Okay, pause. Okay, but now did you feel out of your comfort zone right then?
Yep.
Yes, because you're used to doing that. This is Christian at Wheaton Chevrolet. Are you still, you're used to that. It's time to break that classic style of phone calls and sounding like a salesman because people don't want to be called by a salesman to a guy trying to figure out why your name is on my screen. Let's switch over to that guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
your name popped up on my screen. It didn't have any notes. I figured, man, I better call Christian and find out if he needs help. It doesn't say you need service, doesn't say you need sales, doesn't say you want to trade in anything. How can I help you, Christian? Oh, no, I didn't inquire. Oh, you didn't? Right? It's a show, Christian. So I don't want to get too far into the phone call stuff, but that's how you can make it feel smooth is by having a smooth conversation. The reason why it doesn't feel smooth is because no one wants to talk to a salesperson. That's why it feels awkward. Talk to this customer like you're really trying to help them and you're trying to figure out why their name is on my screen. And were you inquiring about service or sales? Well, while I got you on the line, I don't know if it's coincident or not, but my managers just put out a quick note saying I need high fuel economy vehicles, and you said you still have your Chevy Cruze, right? And then you can go down we would love to take a look at it. Maybe we can get you out of that into something new and keep your payment the same, right? The whole point of that goal is to not work a car deal or give him a value on his trade. The whole point of the goal is to get the appointment.
Okay.
So let's shift the way you talk, and you'll start seeing more appointments. You'll start seeing more success. And eventually, that anxiety of making that phone call will go away because I don't have it anymore because I've just decided that I have nothing before the phone call. I literally have nothing before this call. So, what's the worst that could happen? They hang up on me for being too nice. They hang up on me for trying to figure out why their name is on my system.
Yeah. You
So, do you
still
see how
have,
that could change things?
yeah. Everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Yeah, and also there's not a set the reason why scripts are good bullet points is because it keeps you on track for the appointment. But if you go off a script, then you sound like every other salesperson that's average. And if you want to make above average stuff, you have to say different stuff. You have to sound different. So use those bullet points to get you to that appointment. But use that Christian creative artistic mind and think outside the box of set an appointment, make the call, do the script, get outside that box and think how does Christian talk to people? Like let's see how Christian really talks to his friends. Going on, Mike? What's up, man? Hey, it's Christian. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm just hanging out playing video games. You gonna invite me over or what? What's going on? There's something about you that makes you you, and that's what needs to be fed through that phone to those people. So whatever makes you you, Christian, push that through the phone call. I'm not going to be able to tell you a set script that's like, oh, Kyle told me this magical script. It works every time. It's a secret. It's a industry secret. No, it's not. It's connecting with people, talking to them like a normal person, trying to get them excited about what you have to offer by saying, "Hey, my boss is looking for fuel economy vehicles, or my boss is looking for half-ton trucks, or my boss is looking for Jeeps. Whatever vehicle they have, that's what your boss is looking for." But don't say the specific vehicle. My boss is looking for Tundras because it sounds too obvious. My boss is looking for full-size trucks, and a Tundra, and the last time I checked, was a full-size truck. Are you looking to possibly get out of it? Because my boss is desperate, and when he's desperate, that means they make bad decisions, and this might be the time to capitalize, right?
Yeah.
If I say they might give you a fair value, that doesn't sound appealing. You know
No.
what sounds appealing is a desperate sales manager. That sounds appealing.
On the cusp of making bad decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanna take advantage of a guy that's down right now, come see my sales manager, right? His team is not doing that great. I'm just glad I'm not on that guy's like, you're saying enough to pique their interest. You sound different. You don't sound like a salesman, and all of a sudden they're sitting in your showroom. Now, whether you can come up with the numbers or not to their liking, that's a different story. That's closing. That's building value. But the fact of the matter is that guy's in your showroom and not somewhere
Chances are a
else.
lot higher it's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're on the phone with these people, sound personable, make it appealing, and get them in. And it starts with getting out of that comfort zone and using the script as bullet points, but talking like Christian talks. So we'll do it one last time. Let's just do
Yeah.
I'm going to answer the call. Hello?
Hey Kyle, how's it going? Oh, sorry, hold on. Let's restart. Okay.
It's all right.
uh,
Hello?
Hi, is this Kyle?
This is Kyle. Yeah.
Hey Kyle, it's Christian. How's it going?
No, going good. How you doing, Christian?
Well, I'm doing pretty good here. I work over here at Wheaton, and you just popped up in my system here, and I see that you have a cruise. Do you still own that? You bought one from us about 4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, I still have it.
Great. So the reason I'm calling is because like I said, you just popped up here, and I'm not really sure. I just trying to figure out like, are you needing service? Did you inquire about sales, like a new vehicle, or what's going on?
No, I didn't inquire. I don't know if my wife was online or something, but no, I'm not sure.
That's really strange here. So, like, I don't know if it's coincidence here, but my used car sales manager just put out a note this morning saying that he's looking for high fuel efficiency vehicles. And last time I checked, cruises were super economical. By any chance, would you been thinking about trading it in, or?
No, I haven't thought about trading it in. It's really been a good car. I mean, I've had a few issues with it, but I've never really thought about trading it in. It's
Oh,
not
it's
paid off yet.
great to hear you've been enjoying it. If you don't mind me asking, what are the issues?
Oh, just little stuff. My windshield cracked and like piddly stuff like that. Otherwise, it's been a good car.
Oh, typically that'll not be so good on the vehicle's value. But like I said, we're desperate for high fuel efficiency vehicles, and maybe we can take advantage of my sales manager. He might give you a really good trade value, or if you're just looking to sell it, we can take it off your hands and deal with that windshield ourselves. Would that interest you?
Yeah, I guess it interests me. What do you think the value is?
You know what? To get the best value out of it, we really do need to see it. I really don't want to insult you with a number off the top of my head here. That's on a normal cruise. I'm sure this isn't a normal cruise. Is there a time you could come by here this week and we could take a look? And while you're here, maybe you could check out how far vehicles have come since you bought yours.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could set up this weekend. All right, pause, Christian. You did great. You did great. Where you lost me a little bit is when you use the word values,
Ah,
because you directed me to asking the question, what do you think it's worth? Okay.
right.
So when you're talking to these people, avoid the word value or trade in value or or Kelly Blue Book or NADA, whatever books you guys use,
Yeah.
simply say, let's take advantage of my manager. He's making bad decision on trade-ins. Get in here. The reason why I know is because they never put out quick notes like this, these notes saying we need cars bad. What he's probably telling me is we need to sell some cars. Like you just got to figure something out and stay away
Hmm.
from the value, because the moment you say trade in value or value, the instant question that came out of me was, well, what do you think it's worth?
Right.
And then you said, I don't want to insult you, meaning it's probably going to be low. So
Right.
you went down a path of darkness when you had so much light. So those are the little things to practice.
Okay.
Simple, simple. Just practice them, think about it, get creative, try new things, and don't get stuck in the rut of the same script. Because if you call 50 people and you got 4 deals off of script that's not that great, and then you make those next 50 using enthusiasm, using fun and creativity, you could triple that or quadruple it and get 20 out of the 50 simply by
Right.
saying, let's take advantage of a desperate sales manager. He's making bad decisions and he only has a few more left. Like people like that stuff. It's missing out of the car business is the fun and theatrics. Okay.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Do you have any questions on that?
No, I just need to practice it and really formulate like how I'm going to do it, right?
Yes, the key is the appointment. The key is not working a car deal. We don't talk
Right.
numbers. We don't talk anything that has to do with what should be done in person. Now, if they bring it up, you say, get it in here. Trust me, just get it in here. They don't send these notes out very often. When can you get in? And have the sense of urgency. Don't say when's a good time for you. Say how fast can you get here?
Right.
Because all of a sudden the sense of urgency is what gets them in quicker.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this one is something that I wish someone trained me when I first started, because I feel like I lost a lot of car deals by not grasping a good meet and greet. What
Yeah.
to say when an up comes on the lot to invoke confidence and energy they want to be around. Now, let me ask, and you may be this person. Do you have a friend that you love being around?
Yeah.
You can think of that person right now in your head.
Yeah.
Why do you like being around them so much?
They're just always like, I guess that's the way I feel. Like we're just always super enthusiastic to be around them and enthusiastic to be around me. We have things in common. We have the same goals, that we want to accomplish. So
Good. Okay, so you got. I'm happy you know a person like that, because I know a couple people like that, and that's how I try to be for people around me. Is when I show up, people are like, "All right, Kyle's here. All right,
mhm,
Kyle. Oh, Kyle's working today." Like that's how I try to be, and I really try to do that with my family. And sometimes it's a challenge. It's sometimes a challenge to always be on that level, like your friend is at. It's like, wow, how is he always happy, right?
mhm,
We all have our dark places, but when we go to work, like you said earlier, it's showtime. So the first step of invoking that confidence and having the power and energy is have a meet and greet that you don't stray from. Have a
right,
powerful meet and greet that you use every time, no matter where the customer comes from. If they catch you off guard from the back hallway, if you're walking up to them, if they come and say, hey, can someone help me? You try to use the same meet and greet, because if you can use the same meet and greet, you can build off of that. Okay. um, Knowledge gives you confidence, so knowledge in your meet and greet gives you confidence to execute the meet and greet. If you know your meet and greet like the back of your hand, then you can say it confidently because you have it memorized. And confidence will build uh, a lot of value in your customer when they come in. So if I say in my my podcast every time, hello, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I can't forget those words. I could say it in my sleep. Tell me your meet and greet if I walk on the lot.
it's different every time. I try to read the person and see how they're going to respond, but and most of the time it's like, hey, I'm Christian. What's your name? And try to get their name, get a get my hand out there, get a
Yeah,
handshake
yeah.
in there, and what brings you in today?
Okay, that's not it's not a bad thing, but can we can you ask yourself, is that an average way to meet and greet people, or is that a exceptional way, in your
That's an
opinion?
average. That's an average way.
Okay, and how much money does average salespeople make? Not 100K.
60K a year.
Yes. So we have to become above average in all avenues, our phone calls, all the way down to even our meet and greets. Okay? So when you do a meet and greet, I don't care where they come from. It's going to feel awkward for you, but I assure you it won't feel awkward for them.
Mhm.
When a customer gets a good meet and greet, it feels great for me when I'm the customer.
Yeah.
Even if I sneak up on the hostess at the restaurant, she turns around and says, "Oh, welcome to da 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 restaurant. My name's Ashley. How many are in your party?" It may have felt awkward for her because I caught her off guard. Her back was turned. She was doing menus, but she still gave me that warm meet and greet, and I feel great. Oh yeah, there's three of us, and there's one on their way. So I need a table for five or four. Can't even do math right now. But so I don't know if it felt awkward for Ashley to do that. Turn around, like I surprised her. I was, she was doing her things. So it's the same for you. No matter where they come from, even if it's a traditional up and they get out of their car, go up there. My name's Christian. Say your last name. Thank you for coming into Wheaton Chevrolet. What brings you in today? Oh, we're looking at new vehicles. Oh, excellent. Again, I'm Christian and you are? Bill, nice to meet you. Sandra, nice to meet you. And who's this little guy? Oh, what's up, Mikey? I'm Christian. Nice to meet you. Well, I'm so happy you guys came in. I was sitting at my desk thinking, is anyone going to come in today? And look it, boom, God answered my prayers. Thank you guys. What exactly are you looking for? Like, if you can evolve a meet and greet that feels comfortable for you, but still pushes that comfort zone, then you have the confidence because you have the control. The reason why you don't have confidence in your meet and greet is because you don't have one. And the customer may actually be putting you on your heels. So in a meet and greet, the key points is power in your voice, um, a smile, have that energy that your buddy has. Every time you see him, you feel happy, but don't go off of winging it. Oh, hey, have you guys been helped? Oh, you haven't? Okay, hi, I'm Christian. How can I help you? No,
Mhm.
dude. Have you guys been helped? You haven't? My name is Christian. Thank you guys for coming into Wheaton Chevrolet. I'm here to help you 100%. What brings you in today? Or you get a customer that comes in from the side of the building. Can we get a salesman? Don't get offended. They've probably been waiting 10 minutes. I would say the same thing. You go out there and say, I'm sorry if you guys have been waiting. My name is Christian. Thank you for coming into Wheaton Chevrolet, right? It's the same because the more you practice that meet and greet, the more power you have, the more confidence you have. Now you control the conversation because you follow up with questions. What brings you in today? Oh, you're looking at new vehicles? Okay. Are you a new half-ton Chevy? Okay. Do you need four-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive? No one drives rear-wheel drive. That's not a real truck. I agree, right? But
Yeah.
I got to ask the questions. Light or
Yeah.
dark colors, leather or cloth? And you keep asking those questions till you build an assessment, needs assessment, while building rapport.
Mhm.
Now you have all the confidence, you have all the control. You've apologized for them being out there, even if they weren't out there that long, but your meet and greet never changes.
Right.
Because if they say, "Can we get a salesman out here?" Most salespeople are offended. Like, "Oh my gosh, here we go. Hi, how can I help you guys?" Right? I got one of these customers. Or you change their whole attitude with your meet and greet. Hey, I'm really sorry if you've been waiting out there. That's not how we do business. My name is Christian. How can I help you guys? And you go through it. So just like I do, hello, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sale. Like that's what you need to practice before you get the next customer. Welcome to Wheaton Chevrolet. My name is Christian. What brings you in today? Nice to meet you. And you are? Like you just build that little thing and then build the confidence around it. And when you practice it over and over and over, and you make sure you do it with every customer, then you have that confidence that you need to further the deal because that intro sets up the rest of the car deal.
Right.
If you put on a movie and the first 20 minutes sucks, you probably turn it off.
Finding a new one.
Yeah. Or if you put on a song and the first minute is blows chunks, you're going to hit skip. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? If you meet a salesman and he sucks at meet and greets and he makes you feel not welcome, you're probably going to shut him off and, honey, let's go look around. It's the same thing. So practice makes perfect. And if you need me to write out a script for you, you can. But mine was always, hi, welcome to Dave Smith CDA. My name is Kyle, and you are? Thank you. Nice to meet you. And you are? Okay, nice to meet. And you are? Oh, I'm a little Mikey. Nice to meet you. What brings you in today? Have you been helped out? Have you bought here before? Oh, you
Hmm.
haven't bought here before? Let me tell you about our dealership and how we do business. We're a volume sales dealership. We make about that much deals money per car, but we sell 1,000 a month here. So you know when I give you the price of this vehicle, you're getting the very best deal. So you can stop focusing on getting ripped off and start focusing
Hmm.
on finding the right vehicle. You can
Right.
tell I've said that a million times, and I haven't been a salesman in over 6 years, but I still remember that meet and greet that I had. And they follow me around now because I'm the conductor of this orchestra. I'm this guy. Bah, bah, wah, right? If you have your conductor, that's what his name is, right? Conductor?
Yeah. Maestro. Yeah.
Okay, the maestro. And here's a perfect example. Christian, you got your clarinet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your clarinet and you're waiting and everyone's in the audience and the lights are on. You're at the Fox Theater or whatever theater you have. And then the guy gets up there and he's like, ah, the maestro, he's like, is that okay? And you can tell he doesn't have the confidence and power. You're going to be like, this is going to suck.
Look just like some conductors I knew was going to be bad.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a train wreck. And I'm up here, they're going to blame the musicians when it's
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
So when you get these customers, use that creative music brain of yours. You're the maestro. That's your nickname, Christian Maestro.
Kaczynski.
Because
Think of John Krasinski without the R.
oh, I'm going to mess this up a lot of times. But your nickname is the maestro. And when you go to work, I'm going to conduct these customers through the car deal. Have that mindset, and you're not going to wing it. A maestro is not hearing that song for the first time. A maestro has practiced thousands of hours before the concert. So before you get the customer, practice your meet and greet. Before you make the call, practice that call. Bill, yeah, your name popped up in my system. It doesn't show a vehicle. It doesn't show anything that you're looking to buy or service, but it does show you have that Chevy Cruze. Did you inquire on service or anything? Nope. Like practice that before you start making the calls
Right.
and tweak it. You're going to tweak it based on the customer also. It's not like it's a cookie cutter, but at least you can get creative and talk like you. Okay, anything else on building the confidence for a meet and greet?
No, that helps a lot actually.
Okay, let me ask you this question too, because you said the energy they want to be around. When do you feel the best in your day?
When I know like I have nailed a phone call, and I've even had my sales manager, I didn't even know he was listening, but he listened to a call one time and I got the appointment. It was good timing, and I was just like, man, that felt good. Like it felt organic. It felt like I was just friends with the customer, not a salesperson. And it's just a matter of getting that all the time. But that's when I felt the best during the day.
Okay. So that's a dopamine hit, right? You got a little hit, your manager was listening, you're firing on all cylinders, and you got the appointment, and you got this flutter of wonderfulness in your brain. And you literally just said your own answer to your utilize a CRM. It felt organic. It felt like I was talking to him with a friend. What did we just talk about in that utilize a CRM? So it's in there, man. That talent
Yeah.
is in there. What about after you work out?
Well, then I that I hit all my PRs. I have my whole chart there where like the Excel sheet where I input. I have it programmed to input all the gains, and if it's either in the red, the yellow, or the green. The yellow means I didn't go anywhere. The red is I declined, obviously. The green is I made gains. So if I'm anywhere like 10% or above those gains, that feels amazing. And then when I leave the gym, it's like, oh, chest feels huge today.
Okay, so let's just break down what you just said there. So the first one was the phone call that was a success, and your manager happened to be listening. You felt on cloud nine. Okay, made that
Yeah.
phone call as organic. You felt personable. The second one we just talked about is working out. When I go to the gym, very rarely, but when I go, I would love to be as disciplined as you, Christian. But when I leave, I feel like a million freaking bucks, and I could just go to do stair stepper and elliptical, or I go and hit the weights. But no matter what, as long as I'm doing something at the gym, when I leave, I feel great. Or after you sell a car, you feel great. Isn't it funny how after you do an activity, you feel pretty good after it, working out, selling a car, having a good phone call? How about if you sit on your couch for 5 hours on a day off? How do you feel when you stand up?
Garbage.
Yes.
It's like I gained 50 pounds and accomplished nothing.
So, so activity is what creates a good feeling. Sitting around doesn't make you feel good, it makes you feel worse. So when you're at the dealership and you want to have that energy that you want to be around, the customers want to be around, then you need to be coming off of doing something. You got to stay active because isn't it funny how after you make the phone call and then you end up selling a car and then a fresh up comes in, you have that energy, you have that charisma. You're like, yeah, I made an appointment, I made a sale. How you doing? My name's Christian. Nothing can stop you, and you'll end up selling those people because of the vibe you have, because you're in that zone of where you want to be, like your buddy is. I feel good around this guy. So, but you can't be inactive at your day. So if you want to hold that energy, you have to stay active, because if you sit around at your desk, and you're not really selling anything and you're scrolling through TikTok and you finally do get a customer that walks in, it's like you've been on the couch.
Yeah.
Now imagine this, you coming out from your personal gains and you're at the gym and you got a little sweat going and you feel great, and then you instantly had a customer in front of you. What kind of power and meet and greet could you have if you had that energy? How you doing? Yeah, my name's Christian. You would feel great because the blood is pumping. So activity will create activity. You have to be active during your day for when you do get that customer, you can have that meet and greet power and you can have that confidence. So whatever you do, don't sit around and wait for stuff to happen, because when it finally does happen, you're going to miss it because you don't have the energy. You're tired. You're irritated. So
Yeah.
stay active if you want to keep that energy.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We're coming up on an hour almost. How to approach customers at service and have success. Um, do you do that now at all?
No,
Okay,
because I
so
as soon as I want to do it, I'm just like, oh man, they're gonna smell right through me. They know exactly why I'm there and what I'm doing.
so this is something that salespeople have to stop doing, and I try to train my guys to this. Um, One of them is like when you make a phone call and it's early in the morning. We as salespeople prejudge the phone call before we make it. Oh man, they're probably trying to get their kids to school. They're probably not even awake. Like we're already deciding that it's too early to make the call. So that can otherwise, how about we do this? We just make the call and let them tell us if it's a good time. Let's not prejudge the phone call. Let's just call and they can say, hey, it's not a good time. I'm getting the kids ready for school. Can you call me at noon? Okay, no problem. That went well because at least I made contact. Instead of saying, wow, it's only 8:15. It's so early. I shouldn't make the call. How do you know they haven't been up for 4 hours already and they're online shopping for a car? You don't. So you just make the call. The same thing for service customers. Don't prejudge what the customer is thinking. Go out there and shake some hands and let them tell you, oh, you're just trying to sell me a car. Hey, you got me. You got me. Right? Because you might run into the guy or the woman that you go up there and you're doing your little spiel, and she goes, you know what? I'm so sick of putting money into my car. What do you got to offer? Like, so instead of prejudging the customer of what they're going to think, how about We just lay it out in front of them and let them decide if they, I know I'm not looking to buy a car. Fair enough. I'll leave you alone. Can I get you a water or anything? Or you might run into that person. It's simply a numbers game when it comes to service. Because I assure you, if they're in there and they have an older car and they're tired of it, they're going to be glad you came and got them because they were nervous to go down the hallway to go talk to a salesperson because they don't think they can buy because they think their credit is bad, but really they're a 700 credit score.
Well, what are you doing when you go to the service drive? Like they're sitting in the lounge, they're waiting for service, or they're standing in line waiting to get their truck looked at. You just walk up to them and just introduce yourself, and like, how do you get to the point?
Okay, so that's another good question of like how do you approach these people?
Yeah.
So tell me about your lounge where they're sitting.
It's just off of the showroom. There's the coffee machine's right near there, so I think I already know what you're gonna say. But it's kind of like there's couches. It's formed in a square, and there's a coffee table in the middle and a TV. It's very small. And then if you go down the hallway, it's a long hallway. There's like the area where they either make appointments or they're coming in for the service.
Gotcha. So could we say that the best place to approach these people would be at that lounge, not while they're waiting in line to get stuff checked in?
Probably.
Okay, so let's use the environment to help us. And you probably know kind of where I'm going with this, but I'm going to throw a few kickers in there. So the coffee machine, right?
Yeah.
You could go in there and just get a cup of coffee, whether you've had 19 or not. Just pour a cup of coffee and just say hi to these people. We don't have to make some grand thing to sell a car. This is not the walk around contest. This is simply getting a cup of coffee. Is there a TV that's on in there?
Hmm.
Okay, so look at the environment. Get a cup of coffee, see what's on TV, and talk to somebody about the show or whatever's on TV. I can't believe that's happening out there. Oh, California is on fire right now. It's oh my gosh, right? Think of something to talk about with these people, and then you can throw in stuff like, "Yeah, I'm just on my break. I'm in the sales department. This is where I escape." Right?
Yeah.
And simply, you're not trying to sell them, but look at we've introduced that you're a salesperson to somebody that you've already talked to about the TV show and politics or sports or whatever, and now you're introduced that yeah, I work in sales up here, and this is where I take my little break just to clear my head for the next customer that beats me up, right? And they laugh and da da da, and but you see how that approach is different than oh, what do you got your car in for? Like,
Hmm.
it's a total different approach. We're backdooring the whole situation by coming in and getting some coffee and talking about the show and say, "Oh, it's a nice pair of shoes." Like whatever it is, you creative. Talk about something before you introduce that you're a salesperson.
Right.
Get on a personal level with them and then say, "Yeah, I'm up in sales department. I'm just taking a break. I just got beat up by a couple customers verbally, so I need to. Can I sit next to you? All right, and just have some fun. And then when you're back there after you've broken the ice about the TV or the coffee or whatever, then you can bring up what do you got your car in here for? Sit next to them. I dare you. Sit right next to them. Lean back and just have your coffee and watch the show and be like, I can't stand the show, but for some reason I love it. I know it's crazy, right? And then you're talking with them. So, what do you got your car in here for? And then all of a sudden they start breaking loose information to the sales guy that just got his head beat in by customers that's talking about the show that's not trying to sell them anything yet. When you go to the service department, all you are is like an advisor to guide them to possibly buying a car, not trying to sell them a car. So
Right.
when you
And
go
what
ahead.
about people that are in for service, but they wander into the showroom? Like all we have in there are Corvettes. Like most of them are pre-sold already. They're just sitting there for the people that are I want a place to store them for the winter. But
Yeah.
like obviously, like they're restless. They don't want to sit in the lounge. How do you approach those people?
Okay, that's another good one. I like these. Okay, so what I started adapting to was when they, oh, I'm just waiting for service. Salespeople are like, oh, okay, no problem. Look around,
Mhm.
right? Because you don't want to waste your time. But the whole point of everything we do in our training, phone calls, emails, text messages, Facebook postings, calling and uh, referrals and repeats, the whole point is to get a customer in the showroom. And guess what? We just broomed off because they're from service is a customer that was in the showroom. That's the whole point of this whole thing is get a customer in the showroom. You had a customer in the showroom and you said, oh yeah, look around. If you have any questions, let me know. No, this is what you do with that customer. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
When was the last time you bought a new car? Oh yeah, my car is a 2020. Can, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Can I show you some of the new products while you're walking around so you don't just run into the old stuff? Well, yeah, what do you got? And just be a helpful sales guy that cares about a person that's bored. Feeling
Mhm.
restless in there? Yeah, my name's Christian. I'm one of the sales guys. While you're looking around, can I show you some of the new products? No, no, not trying to sell you anything. Just let's pass some time. Sure, what do you got? Have you seen the new Corvette, the mid-engine? Oh, I'm not a Corvette guy. Neither am I, but this one kind of perked my interest and show them where the engine's at. And then you take them out to the new AT4X, or something new, and just show these people around. They may say, all right, well, my oil change should be done by now. No problem. Hey, not a problem. I told you I wasn't going to try to say anything. But if you ever do want to buy something, come see me. I'd love to help you out. Let's treat these service customers as like royalty, man. They're spending money at your dealership. They're in for a reason that they have a headache. They don't want to be there, right? So let's treat them good. Let's treat them like royalty. And when they do come to the showroom, if you're not trying to do everything, I'm selling a car and I'm doing appraisals. Why don't you spend a little bit of time with them and show them around to the new products, folks? I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I would love, since you haven't been here in a while, to show you some of our new products. Okay, I mean, who's going to say no to that? You just told
Yeah.
me not to sell them anything. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to show them the new truck, the new Colorado with the new body design. And what are they going to say?
Oh, this is awesome. I know you look like this.
Can
It's
we
way better
drive
than
it?
mine. Yeah.
Can we drive it? What do you think my trade's worth? Those are all the buying cues that you would hope for in showing a service customer a vehicle out there. So your approach with service customers is, hey, thanks for coming in and doing service with us. While you're up here, can I show you some of our new vehicles, some of the new products, some of the new technologies while you wait? No pressure. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It helps me keep refreshed too if I can show you some stuff. Sure. Let's go out there. Next thing you know, you're doing a walk around for them, and they're handing them their license to take a test drive. It happens. It's magical. People want to spend money, but they only want to spend money when they don't think they're actually being sold. It's their
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
So here's another approach I used to do in for service customers. Our dealerships used to buy bottled water, and I would walk back there and I would just ask, "Hey, I know you're here for service. Can I get you something to drink, a water bottle or something?" Yeah, I'd take a water bottle. And I'd come back with the water bottle and I'd watch some TV with them or something. But I would build a friend first before I started going down would you think about trading in your car? What if I could keep your payments the same? Save that.
Mhm.
Save that for after you've built a friend with them,
Yeah.
right? Because if you just go into the sales pitch, they're going to put up the wall. The key is to keep that wall down as long as possible. And if you're good enough salesperson and they think it's their idea they're buying the car, they'll never put up a wall.
Right.
Hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Instant wall went bye-bye, right? And the same thing for your phone calls. Hey, whether you buy it or not, at least let me show you the figures. Why don't you come on in if it goes down that route?
Mhm.
I have closed so many deals in my office with customers saying, whether you buy it or not, let me at least run your credit, get the information, and then you can make an educated decision on buying it or not. Because if you
Yeah.
leave with just the bottom line, 37,000 out the door, you have half the information. You're going to try to make an educated decision based on half. So when you're dealing with these people on the phone, let me do my job. Let me get you all the information. Whether you buy it or not, give me a chance. You start saying stuff like that and you lower their wall. And then eventually they're like, yeah, I mean, because you got their credit, you got everything in there. Yeah, I guess we could do. What do you think, honey? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. It was their idea when the whole time you were the maestro and you had them in your little maze. There was no way ever out of the maze, but they thought they escaped,
Yeah,
right? Because you've created this world of it's their idea. I'm not asking you to buy. Let me show you the new products.
they escaped, but in a new car.
They escape into your next maze, which is a new car. So when I do like the podcast and I do these one-on-ones, do you hear anything in my tone to try to sell you anything?
No.
No, I'm not trying to sell you anything, Christian. You bought a product. Let's say that's the 2017 Chevy Cruze. So this one-on-one is that 2017 Chevy Cruze. Now, how much value can I build with Christian going forward to where he's like, no, I want to do business with Kyle, right?
Mhm.
Without sounding like a salesman. Do you have any walls up right now that I'm going to sell you something?
No.
No. But could you see doing business with me again down the road? Who knows what it is?
Yeah.
Never know. You never know, but it's about building value with yourself and your customers and making it seem like it's their idea to buy the car and it's their idea to work the numbers and being a vigilant good rep for your dealership. That goes a long way. Someone that really cares about what they're doing and they care about their dealership and they care about the dealership's reputation and they truly care about their customers. That means a lot to people, and they can see that as a genuine characteristic of someone that actually cares about customers. So the
Right.
way you approach customer that service, don't go in with the salesman mindset. Go in with I'm just going to talk to people mindset and have some fun. And if it comes up organically, then I'm going to mention I'm a salesman up front. This is where I take my breaks. What do you got your car in here for? Almost like, you know, I don't know what kind of talk you'd call it, but you're just talking. Oh,
The
I got
growth.
getting an oil change. And then if he says, yeah, I got a Chevy Cruze, you could say, bro, my manager just sent out a note today saying we need high mileage vehicles. And then you can go down that path.
Hmm.
No matter what the guy says in service. Yeah, I got a Jeep. Bro, my manager sent out a quick note.
Just look shocked, no
Yeah,
matter what they say.
are you kidding me? My manager just sent a quick note out saying he needs Jeeps. Like, here's what I'll do. Before you leave, if you got a little bit of time, let my manager put a crazy number on your Jeep and maybe trade it in. It only takes 10, 15 minutes. All right, when it comes out of oil change, I'll bring it up. All right, cool. I'll prep my manager. Like, boom, you just got an appointment out of the service
Nice.
drive by having fun. Now, if your manager has a low number, okay, let's put our sales shoes on. But the fact of the matter is, you're working a deal
Yeah.
from a guy in
You got him
service.
in there. You got him in there.
You got him in there. I think we hit an hour.
Yeah.
Um, any questions for me?
No, that was really good. That was awesome.